I come to you with an update. Y'all, we got notes. Do you guys remember Elizabeth, the cupcake mom that went viral on her own birthday for baking her own cupcakes? And then her ex-husband, Andrew, came to the internet to expose her. And a lot of us went with Elizabeth because of the shit we've been through in our past, or at least that was the case for me. And he's got all this proof over on his page. The page is called Inventing Elizabeth. Her ex-husband started showing proof, and he just actually hit his 100th episode of shit that she did to him just in their marriage. Not before their marriage, not after their marriage, during their fucking 100 episodes that this woman did. Not only to him, but her kids. All right, so we're just going to get into this. She is $26,000 behind in child support. You guys remember last August when she said she went and paid 20 grand on the child support? That was a motherfucking lie. Just for the record, those of you who still think that he has alienated her from her kids, he's got proof that she just basically abandoned them. Listen, to see her kids, all she has to do is do a psych eval, just a mental health evaluation, 6 months of housing, and a job. And then she can go back and get time with her kids. That is all she has to do to get time with her children. But if you go to his page, you'll see all the text message of the nights that he's like begging her to come home to him and the girls. She's out with other guys. And while this is going on, he is basically co-parenting with the babysitter. She would hire a babysitter and go hang out with guys all day, and then hire a babysitter and go out all night so the babysitter could watch her other kids while Andrew was home with his own kids. She pretended to be attorneys. She paid for a law domain so she could continue that facade that she was an attorney. And she was emailing herself back and forth, pretending to be the attorney and then pretending to be herself. She created a 3-year-long lawsuit. The lawsuit never happened, but there were emails. She slips up a couple times and pretends that she's not the attorney, but she is. She's the attorney, but she's really not the attorney, if that makes sense. She made a post one day that her son was being adopted by Andrew and posted her son's photo. And Andrew's at work getting these calls and these text messages congratulating him for, adopting her son, and they hadn't even started the paperwork. She's a liar. She lied about being a special needs principal. She was never a principal. She told him this was a hybrid position, that sometimes she could work from home and sometimes she had to go into the office. Almost spilled the coffee on that one. She's not a principal. She never was. She almost got an Airbnb host arrested. Long story short, Liz got them kicked out of like 6 houses. 3 years, 6 houses, and they were staying with their grandparents. So one weekend they wanted to stay at an Airbnb. Andrew had lost some money in this Airbnb. Liz stole money out of there. When Andrew gets back to where they're staying, he realizes the money's gone and asks her to message the Airbnb host. And Liz has a completely different conversation with the Airbnb host and then shows Andrew screenshots. Andrew just bypasses the whole fucking thing and goes straight to the police because he thought he was getting his money back. And, well, Airbnb host had no idea what the fuck was going on. Another fabricated bunch of messages, like the attorney ones. We all know she wrote several bad checks. She wrote several bad checks and would tell people that she was paying them back and never did. She also borrowed like $12,000 from her son's teacher, which I think is really fucking weird. And her son's teacher came on here and made a video about, Elizabeth is a great woman. She never scammed me. She never owed me money. Well, Andrew's kind of got some proof on his page that you went back and forth in emails about Liz not paying you the money back and writing you a fake check that was rubber. A rubber check that bounced. Let's go to page 2. She faked cancer through their whole marriage. She would act like she had procedures at the hospital and would tell Andrew, I want you to drop me off at the hospital and I want you to go golfing and I'll call you when I'm done. And he was kind of taken back by that, but he did it. She also faked having twins, said that one of the twins had passed away. She never was pregnant with twins. When she did have one of their children, she wanted a cancer-free birth. He didn't know what that meant. She just didn't want to talk about cancer. Well, I wouldn't want to talk about cancer with my doctors either if my doctors didn't know I had cancer. But anyway, she ripped her podcast off. She ripped her podcast off. $6,000. reverse the charges. She owes the podcast people money, and I believe she's going to court right now with the podcast people. April of 2024, she did scam a couple out of a couple $1,000s for a boat trip. Kept promising them that they were getting their money back. She's got the same old song and dance. She just does it with new people, so they don't really know what's going on. I mean, till the point that Andrew did hire a PI to see if some of these people were real that Liz had created. And, well, turns out the attorney wasn't real that Liz created. She lied about her friends and family having illnesses and being sick, and just when it would benefit her, though. Only when it would benefit her. She used family saying that they were passing away of illnesses for people to get sympathy or to put off, owing people money. It's just crazy the amount of shit that this woman did, and I fucking believed her. Yes, I went back and forth. I believed her blindly, and then I started believing him. I talked to a detective, and then I started believing her. He wouldn't quit, and I went back and forth. And now, you can't convince me that she's not a con artist and needs a mental evaluation. But all she has to do to see her kids is get that mental eval, get a job, and a house, and she can go back for time with her kids. If that's all I had to do, fuck, I would have been done doing that fucking 56 years ago. Because of some of the things I've been through in my past is why I blindly believed her. Some of the things that Andrew was doing reminded me of people I have been in family court with. And after talking with him more and watching his series, I don't think that he is what I judged him to be. I'm not saying he's doing everything perfect. I am not saying he is right in every single situation, but he is truly the victim in this situation. And yes, you can be a victim of your own spouse. His spouse, Elizabeth Teckenbrock, stole hundreds of thousands of dollars from him, created fake people, created fake cancer, created this, created that, turmoil, chaos, all while she was sleeping around with other men. Never wanted to be around her children until she wasn't around her children. It just doesn't make sense. But after watching him, what I realized through his series, he is not a social media star. He is awkward on social media at first. But the more he tells his story, the more he opens those old wounds that she created in that marriage, the more he's able to properly heal those old wounds. And he is becoming a better person, and he is healing through this. And to watch him grow through this has been a different experience and a different side of Andrew. For those of you who still have him blocked, I strongly suggest you unblock him, go back to January, start from the beginning, and watch his series on everything that this woman did. Like the twists and the turns and the manipulation. It takes a lot of time to go back and forth with yourself, creating emails as two different people over 3 years. It's a lot of fucking effort. A lot of fucking conning. And that takes some deep, deep fucking thought. Premeditated, if you will. And for those of you who say that he physically abused her, I would think that she would have put that in the temporary protection restraining order thing that she tried to get. But no, in that she just put that she was scared for her life because he called her over 200 times. So I want to know your thoughts. What do you think of this situation? Did you blindly believe her like I did? Did you never believe her? Did you believe her and then him? Did you believe him then her? Where are you at in this whole situation? You'll have to go to his page for the whole thing, because a lot of this is not going to make sense. Because she MIA off the fucking internet because she don't want to deal with the consequences of her own actions. Let me know your thoughts. I'll meet you guys in the comments section, aka the lounge. Have the day you deserve, and if no one's told you today, watch out for con artists. Your spouse could be one. Love you. Bye.